Hello everyone and welcome to another Star Wars figure review. Today we're going to take a look at some more figures from Hasbro's Black Series 6-inch line, and in today's review we're going to take a look at some figures from Wave 3. Today we're going to take a look at this guy, the Resistance Trooper. Now this figure was released in the 3 3/4 inch Build-A-Weapon line, and I've got to say that was one of the most underwhelming figures I've ever seen. It looked very boring, the overall quality of the figure just looked rubbish. But I've got to say, the 6-inch release is phenomenal. This is, in many ways, despite the very limited role that these guys play in the film, one of my favourite characters, or at least figures from the Black Series 6-inch line of Force Awakens figures. The quality on this guy, some of the hidden features are really well done, and I'm just very impressed with this figure. So I highly recommend you pick one up, and if you want to add it to your collection, as always, there's a link in the video description where you can pick this one up from staractionfigures.co.uk. Now before we get into what makes this figure so cool, we are going to take a look at the packaging that he comes in. Once again we get the standard Black Series 6-inch packaging design with the Black Series logo at the top and some very cool artwork down at the bottom. On the reverse side we have a brief description of the character, the artwork once again, and on the side of the box the number in the series. So very cool packaging for the Resistance Trooper. Nothing we haven't seen already, but still cool nonetheless. So moving on to the figure, as I mentioned, this guy is very cool, and I've got to say, so much better than the 3 3/4 inch release. You may be wondering why I'm saying this, or how I'm saying this when I haven't actually reviewed the 3 3/4 inch release, but that's because I haven't picked it up, and I've got no intentions to do so. This figure though, as I mentioned, absolutely phenomenal. Sculpt, detail, features, just an awesome figure, and I'm very impressed with it. First and foremost, we will run through articulation. Obviously this guy does feature a ball joint and a swivel, or a hinge rather, at the neck, so it can look up, down and all around. He has hinges at the shoulders and elbows, hinges at the wrists, a ball joint at the torso, although as you can see he does have these harness straps attached to the chest, and this does limit some of the posability. He does have ball hinges at the hips as well, although again this tunic does hinder some of that articulation. We have swivels at the triceps, ball hinges, or double hinges rather, at the knees, and hinges and a pivot at the ankle. So great articulation. Again, some of those aspects of the outfit do hinder some of that posability, but it's nothing too major, and if you plan to have this guy standing at attention on your shelf, then it's no major issue at all. As I mentioned, sculpt, detail and just everything about this figure is very nice indeed. As you can see, accessory wise, he comes with the standard Resistance blaster that he doesn't hold too well in one hand, but there you go. It's very similar to the one included with Poe Dameron in the Escape from Destiny 2 pack, sans weathering. Again, you've got those straps or harnesses on the chest. A very basic and primitive uniform, but very cool nonetheless. Again, like with the Guavian Enforcer, there's this sort of black wash which gives it a nice weathered feel. And he's wearing this very cool helmet, which as you can see has some nice decals just above the visor. Unlike the 3 3/4 inch release, we actually have a translucent visor on the figure. And the whole helmet itself, while not removable, does actually have a hidden function. This plate at the front does lift up like so, which exposes the face underneath. Very cool feature indeed, really do like that. Didn't get this impression from the 3 3/4 inch release, but again, yeah, very cool feature indeed. It's almost got a sort of motorcycle helmet look to it, but it's very cool and in keeping with the Star Wars universe. So I'm really impressed with not only the look of the character, but the execution of the figure. Again, really love that feature with the helmet. I think that's absolutely superb, and it's really nice to finally see a translucent visor on one of these characters instead of those horrible solid yellow banana visors that we've had on some of the 3 3/4 inch figures. So again, an awesome character and an awesome figure. We didn't really see too much of these guys in action in The Force Awakens, but hopefully in episode 8 we'll see a few more ground battles where the Resistance Troopers play a much larger role. But again, very cool figure, nice background fodder for your collection, and a highly recommended figure overall. So if you've enjoyed having a look at this guy, and I'll be back to give you a look at some more figures very, very soon. So until then, as always, thank you for watching, keep collecting, and may the force be with you.